Hi, you all know how much I like quinoa, so today we're going to do some baking with it. These sweet little apple quinoa muffins are so moist and tasty, it's hard to believe they're actually good for you. By using leftover quinoa, you can literally put these little muffins together in like 30 minutes. And the other thing is you can use leftover quinoa to get these little muffins to the table in 30 minutes. And another plus is that they are a fantastic treat during treatment when you may fancy something sweet but don't want to have the sugar-loaded things that you can get in the store. These little cookies, these little muffins are absolutely delicious, and they've just got enough sweetness to satisfy that little craving that you might have. So let's get started. The best thing about making muffins is it's really quick. Now, a lot of times you'll re-grease the muffin tins and get everything ready, but I like to cheat for this. I think cheating's good for baking. And use little muffin cups, because what'll happen is these will just lift out and you'll be able to freeze the muffins in these. Now we're going to be making half a recipe today, so I'm probably just going to fill in about 9 of these. With muffins, it's always about mixing dry ingredients with wet ingredients. Now here we have whisked together whole wheat flour, all-purpose flour, some baking soda, baking powder, these are the rising agents which are going to make it come up, and some soft brown sugar. This is, you don't need anything fancy, you just need to whisk it together. We have some brown sugar on the side because we're going to sprinkle that on top. That's going to give the muffins a really nice topping. And also there's some salt in there, by the way. Should not forget that. Now in here, we have some grapeseed oil, Greek yogurt, and an egg. And it's all mixed up together. So it's going to give it a little beat. Now into this, I'm going to put the quinoa and just fold it into the egg mixture. We have some raisins here. I'm going to put in about 1/4 cup. Just keep folding it in. See, so it's nice and well mixed. And then some chopped walnuts. Now walnuts are really great. They're full of omega-3 oils. It's one of the things that makes these little muffins great. And the quinoa, along with the egg and the yogurt, add protein. Now, we're going to put in some apple. Now, I didn't cut this up previously because I want to show you a quick way of just cutting it up, which I learned from having to peel and cut about 100 apples. So you just cut down the side, and voila, you got rid of the core. Now, I'm just going to want these to be quite small. You don't need a fancy corer or any fancy equipment, just a knife. So now we've got the apple. I want a bigger bowl because I want a bit of room, because the whole thing about baking is to put air into things. So I'm just going to put in the dry ingredients into there. Give it another quick whisk. It's got some cinnamon in there too, can you smell it? I'm now going to just fold these into here. It's going to be quite a full bowl, as you can see. When I make these, I always think, oh my God, it's never all going to fit in. It's never going to be enough, but actually it's always works out perfect. Now we're going to put it into the dry mixture. And with muffins, it's always this way. It's wet into dry. Doesn't matter if there's a few dry streaks in this either. Now, as much as this looks like it's very heavy, you'll be amazed. They're going to melt. There we go. It's all in now. See, you end up with a sticky dough that's full of apples, nuts and fruit. It's really delicious looking already. You don't want to fill these all the way up. Capsized. I might be able to do a few more out of this. Now you don't want to fill these little muffin cups too big, too tall, because now there's one thing you're going to notice about these. You know how the muffins you get into the store are huge? This is what a normal sized muffin should be like. I was at the airport the other day and I saw one of these giant muffins. I thought, you know what, I'm just curious. I want to see how many calories it had. It had 800 calories. Now these have nothing like that much. Each one has maybe about 200. And by the way, just earlier, we've used grapeseed oil for these, but actually you can use coconut oil as well if you want to. And if you do use coconut oil, always remember that You have to melt it by just sitting it in some hot water for about 5 minutes. And last but not least, we're just going to sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top. This makes the tops of the little muffins caramelized. Okay, so these can just go straight in the oven. The oven is set at 425, and these are going to take about 15 minutes. I'm going to put in a toothpick to test for doneness. It's come out clean, which means that they're ready. Now, when they come out and they're hot like this, they're a little soft. So we just, we need to leave them to cool in the tin for a little bit, because when they're cooling in the tin, they'll continue to cook. And then when they're a little bit colder, we'll take them out and finish them up on the rack. But that is your muffins, and we made them in real time too.